Okay, here is this monstrosity. So if it's green, you can edit it, or you can put a value in there, and then some of these over here you can also edit. So just like an overview, loan amount, down payment percentage, interest rate. Sorry, this is 20%, and then this is 7%. I didn't do the 100 the same, but these are calculated, so don't mess with those. And then I just took a big estimate on escrow as everything, but you told me that's not real, so we can fix that. And then this is initial maintenance fund, and this is like origination fees for the loan. So, so first that we've got this total out of pocket is right here. This will only change if, for example, we notice that the bank account is getting low and we needed to put, 10,000 in here. So you would see that the total out of pocket would go up. So what I call this realized profit and loss just means like actual in and out of this is basically should just be changed to the bank account. So we got a first month's rent with no payment, and then it gets whittled down by the burn rate. So I don't know if this is a proper accounting term, so I haven't put it down here, but this basically just means like how much money has gone into or out of the business since the starting point, right? So I'm not including this or this. Okay, this is where it starts to get cool. So if you want to sell a property, you put the code in here, and what that does is that zeroes out the rent. So let's see, we sold it in the 5th month, so you get no rent here, no rent here, no fees here the next month, but you lose your equity right away. So our guess equity value, see, goes down by 200K. And the guess equity is just a slightly lower value than the Zestimate. So we need to actually like put these in here later, or we put in here what we think we could sell it as is. Okay, so we sold it for 200. Okay, we can decide right away to put 175 on the note. That takes our interest down by 1,000, but it also takes our rent away by 825. And then let's say we put 25,000 into improvements, and because of that, we expect to renovate this property. So kick the tenant out, right? No, no rent until we get a tenant back in. But when they come back, they're gonna be paying 1,200. And when that's done, we expect property E, instead of being worth 105, to now be worth 140. Okay, so you'll see that like this value, oops, don't do that. This highlights in green, like, oh, rent increase, and equity happens here. So if we like pop back down here, this increases the final quite a bit. So if you're like, hey, how did that change? This value is never going to be different. Like that's always the value that we started with, and you can see it's like, oh, we're going down, we're going down. Like this kind of estimates like the total potential, and then you can see it climbs back up once the equity. But then notice here that this is now smoothly growing throughout the whole time. why is that? Our our burn rate went down because we increased rent, right? We found a $500 a month rent increase, and we swapped out, more equity, interest went down more than rent went down. So it's a little hard to appreciate this because the swings make it hard to see. Um, but this virtual value here, I think, is what is interesting. Um, and honestly, it doesn't matter the course of this so much as where we end up. Um, I mean, it does matter, but like, it, this tool helps us see like how we get there, and if this goes up and then down, or I think all that's irrelevant so much as like here's where we end up, and then I think we just don't want the amount of cash, like the realized profit and loss is like what we're sitting on to get there. When this liquidates, like these two values like meet together. But I think yeah, the total out of pocket might also be good um, to monitor. So like, let's say we know we need to keep that balance. Good. So like, let's say we start adding 1,000 a month here, and do that to try to coast. Um, I'm wondering if I should put this contribution somewhere in the. I almost want to put this and add it to here. Like, I think this is what matters, right? Like, total amount the business is in the hole plus what we've had to put in. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to the the exact perfect way to think about that, but these other things I think are helpful. So here, yeah, this our 3-year burn rate. Okay, that's all I got. So to fix this, you just start above the gray vat. Well, first you delete all these, delete these. Just take this, you just drag this down to the last change, and drag that down. And can't get any extra payments out of nowhere and make any improvements. Well, you can, except they'll come out of your cash account. So, okay, that's the tool. I think 15 properties is a lot. Getting 3 off the books right away to build the cash fund is fine, but like, honestly, like, if we have belief here and the time to deal with it, it seems like a really good play. Like, I mean, it seems like we could pull 600 grand in 3 years. Like, I don't know, conservatively. Don't know if this is true, but yeah. Anyway, I think the biggest mover would be bumping the rents a little bit. Even just $100 across the 15 right away, except for this one, which was previously bumped, would probably be a good starting point.